Today we are here with Mcmanus, co-owner of Blown Away Glass Studio. Catherine, how are you doing today?
Fabulous, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be trying my hand at glass blowing. So, tell us a little bit about how you got started here.
Way back in 1994, Tim and I met at Sheridan College in glass blowing class. And we worked together throughout the years of college, and then we decided at the end to build a studio together. We're a really great team, very compatible, so it made sense to build a studio. So in 1999, Blown Away Glass Studio was born, and we've just been here ever since.
So what compelled you to start a business like this? What is it about glass blowing you love so much?
Well, glass is always a new adventure. Every single day we get to do different things. We get to wear so many different hats by being our own bosses. We've got to, answer all the phone calls, answer all the emails, design all the work, produce all the work, market the work. There's so much balance in our day. Nothing gets repetitive. It's just always fresh and fun.
And what is it about the art itself, the glass blowing itself, that you love so much?
Well, you need to have a lot of hours in just for your body to understand how to move, how to work with the temperatures. It's a molten material, it's pretty much alive. And your designs can come to life if you know how to work the material.
Right now, we are in your studio, and your pieces have obviously come to life. Do you have any favorite pieces here that you've made over the years?
So we just made this urn yesterday for a friend and neighbor that just lost his wife, and we are so honored to be able to create ash remote memorial pieces for everyone. They're dear to our hearts, we know they're dear to you, so this is my new favorite piece.
Mcmanus, the other half of Blown Away Glass Studio, and he's going to be my instructor today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. So today I'm looking to be a professional glass blower. Can you help me with that?
I sure can. We do a lot of that.
Okay. What is the trick to being a professional at this craft?
At this craft, well, it really comes down to a lot of practice. But we're pretty good teachers, so we can make it at least create something creative.
Okay. Creative is what I'm aiming for today. For someone who literally doesn't even know what glass blowing is, can you explain the general process of it?
I sure can. So we actually melt sand into glass. So we get our sand from Texas. We melt it at about 2,900 degrees. It turns into a liquid glass. And then we actually gather glass that's called on a blowpipe. So you're going to gather molten glass, and we'll cool it with a wet newspaper, which I'll instruct you, and you'll see how that works.
So you're telling me that the glass gets hot enough that it just melts, like clay?
It's like honey on the end of a knife. You have to keep turning it. If you stop turning, it'll actually fall on the floor.
In the early years of glass blowing, what was it about it that made you fall in love with it?
Actually, that's a funny question. I get asked that a lot. I was 17 years old when I got introduced to it. I was in high school. It was a part-time job. I worked after school. I set up trade shows. I built equipment, not really realizing. And then I was like any kid trying to figure out what I want to do. I was getting better and better at glass blowing. I was like, well, why don't I go to school for this? And I ended up traveling the world. I studied at the University of Helsinki in Finland.
All right, before we get into it, I want to know what I'm making today, so walk me through that process.
Okay, we're going to make a drinking vessel, so we call it like a gin and tonic glass, and I'm also going to teach you how to make a solid sculpture, kind of like the hot dates. I'll teach you how to make a solid heart. It's kind of fun.
Cool. All right, let's get to it. Now, not only is this a great place to spend your time creating pieces of art, but this is also a great place to have a date. And I hear you have a class called One Hot Date. Can you tell me about that?
The One Hot Dates are super fun. It's a 2-hour private workshop for two. It's 2 hours long, and you both each make a paperweight and a drinking glass in the colors and style of your choice. So that's a really great 2 hours to just sort of lose yourself in the material. It's a really great bucket list item checked. If you want to do something more intensive, then you could do like the 12-week workshop. There's so many different options, and if you just like the 2-hour one, you can do the whole Blown Away One Hot Date series, because after that you get to second base date, third base date, all the way to a grand slam.
What is your absolute number one tip for everybody trying this for the first time? What is a trick that you can give me while going into this class today?
It's just fun. It's just don't have too much high expectations and not too much of a design idea in mind. Just go with it.